All right. Hello everybody. I think we're live and good to go. I am Andyrion, and I've got here with me, Juhorse.
I
Hello, Juhorse. You wanna choose the blood color real quick? You have green,
uh
violet, black, and normal.
let's go with green because I like green.
Okay, green blood it is. We're gonna see a lot of blood in this run. This is Silent Hill knife only, and hopefully not a lot of that blood's gonna be mine. So, we're just gonna get right into the action. And yeah, welcome everybody. This is going to be played on easy. So we're just gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so, Silent Hill, a game that most of you are familiar with, but this time there's a little bit of a twist. We're going to beat the game only with the knife, and nothing else. And the setup of the game is pretty straightforward. It's kind of like any percent. We're just gonna go after Cheryl. This cutscene is unskippable, and knife only adds that little bit of a twist that some of the fights are gonna be way harder and scary. Right at the beginning of the game is a very scary fight already, but I've practiced this a lot, so I think it's gonna be good. But here's very chill and straightforward. We're just gonna chase after Cheryl, and there's this little cutscene here. This is a small IGT time save, but I'm not gonna go too much into some of the details of the run. Not too much, but yeah,
I
we're gonna
mean,
yeah.
basically you just die in like in like the next minute or so. Like
Yeah,
the first part of the game is just that you just go into this alleyway and then just die.
this is yeah exactly. So we're gonna take this alleyway here, and we're gonna take an intentional scripted death. And this death can have a few. This death is RNG, how fast or slow it can go, because the enemies that we're going to encounter there, they have two attacks: the grab and the knife. And we want to see a quick grab followed by a quick knife. That's gonna kill us very quickly. This is a major reset point
Black
for
RNG by the way.
yeah, this is a major reset point for most of the runs. But we're not resetting this time. If you're going for like world record or like good times, of course. So I'm gonna die. Oh, he's not interested. Oh, this guy is interested. So thank you, buddy.
Ooh.
And we're gonna get to the cafe right now. And the first thing that I'm going to do in my knife only speed run for Silent Hill is going to be, after skipping this cutscene,
Is it
equipping my handgun.
shooting the
Yeah,
yeah, is it shooting the handgun?
yeah.
Yeah. Shooting a handgun will like deplete every
It,
bullet,
yeah,
and you need all your bullets like empty because of the last boss.
yeah.
So if you don't have any more bullets, basically you can just run around the last boss for about like 30 seconds, I think.
I don't know. Like it's a while.
It's
We,
a some
we'll
amount
get
of
to that.
time.
Yeah, but this fight's actually really, yeah, this fight's actually really scary. So we have equipped our trusty knife, and we're gonna have it for the rest of the run. But this fight here, I'm going to try two setups. The first setup is the most precise thing in the entire game. So let's see if I get it. I'm gonna need silence for this one. Very good. This is a two-frame trick. Very nice.
Nice.
So this is indeed the most precise trick in the entire game of all the runs. I'm so happy I got the two-frame trick. This is so good. And
Yeah,
that's how
you were
you...
practicing just now. You
Yeah.
you couldn't get it at all.
I could get a few times. Come on. Alright, so we got that out of the way. So the ice creamer is pretty rough. It's one of the hardest things in the entire run. You have to quick turn in a very specific timing, or else you cannot hit it because it's a flying enemy and his hitbox will only be within your reach once you are facing away from it. So I have to be facing away from it, and then you quick turn right when he's about to hit you, and the timing for that specific quick turn that I just did, that timing is 2 frames. It's not that impressive in this game because this game, as we can see, it's not 60 FPS, it's 30 FPS at best. And
I mean, it's still impressive anyways because you're just using a knife and that's it.
yeah, and yeah, like that trick is really that trick is really rough. But
Mm-hmm.
and now what we're doing, we're just going to. So if you play the game casually, after the cafe, what you would usually do, you would go into the alley where we died. We would go again and check for Cheryl there, and you will find a note that points towards the school, and then you find out that all the roads to the school are blocked. In one of those roads, in one of those collapsed roads, you find 2 pieces of paper, and on those pieces of paper is written doghouse to school, and you check the doghouse. Oh, not doghouse to school, sorry. Doghouse, Leving Street, and you check the doghouse in Leving Street, and there's a house key there. You open the house, and inside of the house there is a map with 3 locations, and those locations are where those keys are at. But here we can just pick up the keys before doing any of that. We don't have to check the alley at all. What are you doing, buddy? Okay, you're chill. And yeah, we can just pick up the keys um and go
Go
and
to the
check the,
notes.
yeah, go get the notes
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, fun fact, right? If you don't take the notes and you go to the doghouse, right? It just says, "Oh, there's a doghouse, but there's no dogs around." But there's like 2 dogs right there just trying
Yeah,
to attack you.
and
It's like
unfortunately,
it's like ridiculous.
yeah, that's just a funny thing that the devs put in the game to mess up with your head. And unfortunately, you cannot pet the dog in Silent Hill, so it's not gonna.
Uh,
It doesn't end. It doesn't end well for you. The demos in this game actually teach how to fight the dogs with a knife. It's actually pretty funny, like the demos that you see if you leave idle in the menu. So yeah, it's actually pretty funny. But we're going to go into the house, through the house, and outside we're going to use the keys to unlock the room. No, not the room, the door to the backyard. Oh, those are the papers, by the way. And then we're going to have we can have access to the school. So yeah, this is the doghouse,
then you
and
can see like there's 2 dogs right there.
yeah, right there, they're just chill. Oh, this guy's not chill. That was kind of weird, but we're good. So here we're just not going to bunker this door. There's this little bit of a strat here. Unlocking the keys. And if you thought this game couldn't get darker, it gets. And this is why the keys are called keys to Eclipse. After you unlock this door, it gets dark again. And also, the game introduces us to the flashlight. So, the flashlight is a pretty important item in the Silent Hill games. If you turn it off, it will de-aggro the enemies, or rather, if you haven't, it will not aggro the enemies, and that's very important. Of course, I'll try to leave it on for most of the time, because I want you guys to see the game. But this is important, so you will not aggro the enemies, and you can dodge them in the school pretty well. I'm turning off my lights at certain moments here to dodge the ash screamers, the flying dudes that can chase you, and it can be pretty bad. So, yeah,
Oh,
one's chasing me.
can I add something? Can I
Uh,
add something?
of course.
Oh yeah, okay. So basically, the knife only run, he's playing this on easy.
Yeah.
Basically, you can still die on easy. That's not a joke. You can
Yeah.
still die on easy.
We'll get to
Yeah,
that.
the enemies later on in the game, like when he's going to the school, he needs to watch out for his health. Basically, there's gonna
Little
be
bit,
like
yeah.
enemies around the area.
Yeah, keep going.
So there's gonna be yeah, okay, there's enemies around the area, and he could like get damaged by the enemies, and it will take a really substantial amount of damage as well. So he needs to really watch out for his health.
Yeah, and the most substantial amount of damage will come to split head, but we'll get to that. So we're just doing the optimal line here. I'm not gonna go for safe strats, just one just to showcase. There's not really, like, the first thing that you're gonna do in this school, we're going to pick up this item here, the chemical. And this is a mini puzzle. You have to use the chemical at the statue of the hand. This one is like the room right at the side of it, so this is very, very easy. Get the golden medallion, and we're gonna put the golden medallion on the clock tower, and that's going to unlock the infamous piano puzzle, which, if you play this game, you know what I'm talking about. This is by far the hardest puzzle in the game. You have to input a certain key combination on the piano, and the way to know that key combination is by, you know, reading the poem that is on the wall. And if you didn't speak English like me when you were a kid or a teenager or the first time you played this game, you can complete that puzzle. That's kind of bad, but okay. Like,
I don't know.
chance,
I'm a zoomer, so I just search it out on Google and that's it.
I maybe I Google it. I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah.
just maybe.
I played this for the first time like a few years ago, and then like I didn't know how to do the puzzle, so I just like search it up.
Yeah, fair enough.
I didn't really care.
I think I was like 11 the first time I played this, so hold on. Yeah, so the solution is the same every time. This is what you do in the speedrun. In the speedrun, this is relatively chill. You can still mess up, but like, you know what you're doing. Unlike Silent Hill 2 and 3, this game has no RNG in puzzles. The only factors of randomness is on the enemies, and I can explain that later. Here we're gonna do a certain YOLO strat. Look at that. And that works, and that's good, and that's what I do in runs. You can potentially get grabbed there. Oh, this is way too early. That worked? Oh my god, I can't believe this is optimal strats right now. Oh wow. Okay, I was confident I was not going to hit that hitbox. That was very further from the clock tower. That was really good. But I'm going to showcase the save strats. And by the way, we are going to the basement of the school to turn on the boiler, because turning on the boiler somehow opens the clock tower. That's Silent Hill for you. And we're going to go through that hallway one more time. And now I'm going to do the save strats, this hallway here. So the save strats is this. Walk for one step with the lights on, turn it off and go to the right. And you should get by those enemies all the time. I don't do that, I usually YOLO because it's a little bit faster. But yeah.
Wasn't the YOLO strat like created by Aaron?
Oh, that specific strat was actually I that came up with. Aaron does like the true OG YOLO. He just turns off the lights and goes forward. And he goes for it. Aaron's a madman. Shoutouts to Aaron, by the way. He holds every single world record in this game, except for knife only, which I have. I didn't check if they have accepted my run, but the world record for this category is 34:55 IGT, and we'll get to the IGT RTA thing after we're done explaining the school. I had to turn off the lights there. And here we are going to use this picture card in this door to go through it, and this is a door, and there is a bathroom that we would pick up the shotgun if we were on New Game Easy, but unfortunately we are not. We're just using the knife. So I think it's a good time to start talking about our worst issue. Now that the air screamer is out of the way, absolutely the worst issue with this run, which is split head. Hey, at least we have a rubber ball instead of a shotgun. I think it's a good trade, but I don't know. Alright, so we're going to go to the roof and use this rubber ball right away. Going to the roof is actually 1 second faster. There are branching paths here that you can potentially take even during a speedrun, but going to the roof is actually 1 second faster. I have timed. So we're going to do that. Oh, you don't open the menu here. It's okay. Harry needs to know that he's going to, what he's about to do. I think this is gonna work. Okay.
Harry's like a racing car, to be honest, though.
Yeah. We need to talk about split ahead. So there's a boss coming up. Unlike DBD, which you're going to have Heather from Silent Hill 3 running from Silent Hill 2 Pyramid Head in Midwich Elementary School, which is this school that we're playing. This school doesn't have Pyramid Head, that's in Silent Hill 2, but we're going to have Split Head, another problematic, and that's worse than Pyramid Head. You understand why he's called Split Head, and this guy is no joke. This guy is the most problematic thing in this run. New game easy, he is free. He is so easy. And even if you're playing casually, it's such an easy boss. But it's not easy to kill him with a knife, and the reason for that is because you have to deal damage inside of his mouth to deal optimal and critical damage. And wait, let me dodge this guy. Good. And you have to hit him inside of the mouth while he's trying to swallow you, and mind you, while he's trying to kill you, and you have to do that 20-ish times. It's around 20 times. You have to stab him with a knife inside of the mouth. You could stab him in the body, but if you stab him in the mouth, you're dealing like 40 times more damage. So it's very important to do it in the mouth. Normally you can just shoot him with a shotgun. It's a very quick fight, but this will be the opposite of quick. This will be the opposite of chill, and I'm gonna need silence for that because it is really. I need to focus on that. It's coming up. This is the second key that opens the way to Split Head, so we're going there. And yeah, Split Head is the. You guys are gonna see. I will just let you guys enjoy the fight. But this is the reason why my estimate's a little bit too high. It's one of the reasons. But I think I should be fine. Even if I die, it's not that big of a deal. But just take note that if I mess up, I am going to die. If you mess up, you die. There's no way around it. So you have to chill and knife Split Head and chill. Just it's pretty rough, but we're making our way through the rest of the school. This is just me. Now we're going to go to the basement where Split Head is located.
Yeah, we're gonna do a valve puzzle.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a valve puzzle. Oh,
yeah,
nice move.
So,
but before
the valve puzzle, right?
We're
the
going
valve
to
room is like
pick up the ample here.
Oh.
And yeah, talk about the valve puzzle, please.
Yeah. The valve puzzle is like one of the hard rooms for like new players. So like, it's kind of hard to maneuver around considering it's a very small area. Yeah. This and where's the place? Is this the drawbridge?
The drawbridge control rooms, the hardest room in the game.
Yeah. Both of them are quite hard for new players if they're like trying to speedrun this game for the first time. It's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, those rooms are really hard, even though they are like just 2 seconds long. It's hard for me.
Like
too.
You can
it's
see
hard
that
for experienced
easy.
players as well.
Yeah, you can see that is easy for him, but like it's really difficult to.
Yeah, I kind of messed up.
All right.
Though. All right, we're
I need silence.
Head. So first phase, we're gonna bait this attack and we're gonna knife his little tail here. All right, come on. And I'll be silent for the second phase. This is a pretty good first phase. Man. Come on. I'm gonna heal though. I don't have to. Never mind that. Okay, he's in second phase, so watch. Okay. Sorry, I messed up, but he's rolling animation. Close this time, but it's okay. So as you can see, it's pretty close. Alright. Let me just say that an input drop can actually happen here and just kill me. But it's not going to happen in a marathon, right? Yeah, very nice and easy. Hello? He just DC'd for a moment. Oh, okay. This is scary. You cannot go for it. And you cannot go for this. Oh. He disconnected, but he's back and he's mad. I am not comfortable. Let's just back off for a moment. Wow. So he stunned me 3 times, pretty much 3 times in a row, and when that happens, you have to back off. Oh, it might happen again here. Yeah. Okay. Just vibing. Alright, we're good. Oh, buddy, stop doing that, please. Oh, that was so close. I'm out, dude.
Wait, playing with death.
Yeah, we are. Dude, that was so close. Oh my god. Have mercy. Dude, again? Are you kidding me? If you aren't experienced with this fight, it's so easy to die. What? Oh, okay, okay. Something weird happened there, but we're good. We have space for one more. We're almost at the end. Dude, you're drooling a lot today.
He wants that hairy meat.
Oh yeah.
Pun intended.
And that split head with a knife only. That was a little shaky, but that's how you do it. That's how you could split head with a knife. You stab it
I was
inside of the
nervous for
mouth.
that.
Oh, what?
I'll clap for that. I'll clap for that. I was nervous for that.
I was very nervous and I almost died. But yeah, that's how you do it, guys. Whew. Okay, with that out of the way, we're vibing, we're chilling. We did take a little bit of damage, but that's fine. We're gonna heal later. So we took the Key Gordon key, and we're gonna move to the church. Oh yeah, I need to explain the reason why you need to stab Splithead inside of the mouth. It deals around 40 times more damage if you were to stab him outside of the mouth, and that's the same for like all the firearms that you would shoot at him. You're dealing critical damage inside of the mouth. So if I were not to expose myself to the insta-kill, and that is an insta-kill if he bites you, we would be here fighting Splithead for like 2 hours. And that's the reason why it's borderline impossible to kill Splithead with a knife only on normal and hard. Because you would have to just stab the body. You cannot stab inside of the mouth and leave alive, because his attack animations are much faster on hard, and that's the same for every enemy in the game. But I digress. You just don't have enough time. It's simple as that. And now we're making our way to the church. This is a time for a donation if you have. I know I've been talking so much non-stop for the run, so if you have a donation, this is a good time to talk, I think.
No, thanks. I just wanted to say that we are taking donations on behalf of Save the Children. Every single thing you donate goes directly to charity. For those of you watching us from the future in YouTube land, then there is still an ability to donate to charity. There'll be a link in the description of the YouTube video, so you can donate to Save the Children for us for their Corona Relief Fund. So it's still going even after the marathon ends. Please do going. You guys have been super generous already.
That's great. Alright. So moving on from the school and Splithead, we're going to talk to Miss Dahlia Gillespie here in the church, and she says a bunch of nonsensical stuff. She says like,
what something about gyromancy, something about circles. I still do not know why or how or what.
Yeah.
She just talks about gyromancy.
Gyromancy. I think you guys should look it up. Maybe practice a little bit. I don't know. We should do gyromancy.
Something about circles.
Make gyromancy.
I flunked gyromancy in school.
Please make gyromancy percent a category for speedrun.com. I don't know how one would do it, but that would be so cool. Cooler than I've only? No, I don't think so. But yeah, Dahlia tells us to make haste to the hospital, and that's pretty much all that you can make out of what she's talking about. So we're just gonna go to the hospital. Hey, it's a Silent Hill game. It's the one who started it all, so there has to be a hospital. I think like there are some Silent Hill games that have like 2 hospitals or stuff like that. Isn't like Silent Hill 2 like that?
Silent Hill 1 has El Camilo Hospital, and then Silent Hill 2 and 3 has Brookhaven Hospital.
Okay.
So yeah, those 2 are separate hospitals. I still don't remember why how these 2 hospitals are there. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I guess Silent Hill is pretty big and needs a few hospitals. By the way, that was the hardest room in the entire run. I forgot to point it out, and I actually messed up really badly, but nobody saw it, right? It was pretty bad there. There is a specific movement that I should say I never messed that movement up. Like I'm pretty good with that, honestly. But yeah, of course.
Yeah, so basically in that room, right, your frame rate will drop to single digits. So this game runs like 30 FPS. It could go all the way down to like what, 8, 9 frames, and you need to maneuver yourself to control panel.
It gets really bad at the late game, and I'm going to show you guys if I can, like how the frame rate. I'm going to point it out the worst. Go to the hospital. The worst area of the game, like when it comes to the frame rate. That room's pretty bad though. But here we are, the good old hospital, still with the knife in our hands, and that's the hospital is like pretty chill. Oh, here's Kaufman. He's kind of he's not the best person in the world, but yeah.
You say hello and goodbye to him. And that's
hello and goodbye. That's all we're gonna have for Kaufman, and I would like to talk about RTA and IGT as well, but before of that, we're going to pick up something very important. When you're playing a Silent Hill game, it's very important that you have this item, the plastic bottle. And everyone at home, you all should pick up your plastic bottles and make sure you stay hydrated. Harry's not gonna do that though. We're just gonna pick up this red liquid on the floor because that's what you do with your plastic bottles sometimes. But come on, Harry, go.
Yeah, so the plastic bottle, right? The plastic bottle and the red liquid is for the Sybil fight.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna go for the Bad Plus ending. So there's 5 endings in this whole Silent Hill. There's UFO ending, which we're not gonna do.
Yeah.
There's bad ending, bad plus, good ending, good plus. We're gonna go for the bad ending to save Sybil, because when we are gonna use the red liquid, we are gonna use it on one of the enemies, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll explain it later. Like we have to use it on Larval Stalker, and we're just gonna abuse a glitch, use and abuse of a glitch at the late game to skip the entirety of the Sybil fight. We're not gonna fight Sybil. We're not gonna even see Sybil.
Yeah, apparently like the devs actually put like, I think it's like the coding for the Sybil on one of the shadow babies, and like you can actually use the red liquid on the shadow baby.
I don't know if that's correct, because we recently found out that you can actually use in other enemies. You can actually use tumblers. It is possible. So I don't know.
Will you show the trick though? Will you show the ending though? Oh no, will you show the glitch?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll absolutely show it. And if the game crashes, which I hope it does, and I have a safety save.
No.
It's not gonna crash. Yes. I've never seen that crash. It's not gonna happen at this marathon, will it? Nah, it's not gonna happen.
I don't think it's ever happen at marathon. He jinxed himself.
Yeah, just jinxed myself. So, in the hospital here, we are introduced to the nurses, and they're also playing knife only, as well as the children in school. Everyone's playing knife only today. They can block you sometimes, but comparing to the children, I'm not gonna say children because they're like monster things. They're not really children. They look like monsters to me at least. So let's just use the official name, the mumblers on the school. Oh, Harry, please. This room's pretty bad too. We're taking those puzzle pieces, by the way. They look like soap, like little soap things to me. They look like they could smell pretty well, honestly. But we need 4 of them. We need 4 of them for the next puzzle. And those nurses are actually pretty passive, but sometimes they can block you, and it's RNG. Let's just say.
Yeah.
We need to pick up the lighter here as well. Hello.
Yeah.
And
the light is quite important for later.
yeah, it's pretty important. We'll point it out. I'm gonna walk 1 frame. All you have to do in this room to feed this little tentacle monster, this little guy, where the plate's behind. You only have to walk 1 frame forward and open the menu and use the item. It's the largest hitbox in the game by far. And this puzzle, once again, this puzzle is pretty easy. This puzzle, once again, is the same solution every time. So all you have to do is put the right piece, the right slots. And after this, there's something that in any percent we call the nurse skip, but we're not gonna do that. We're actually going to fight this nurse legit. We cannot do the nurse skip in knife only, unfortunately. But it would
you do need to kill that nurse. You do need to kill that nurse in order to pass through the second part of that area.
Yeah, she's on the way, and like the nurse skip would consist in killing her, and
oh, look at that green blood.
Yeah, going around her while she's dying. You can actually do that, but not a knife only. So you can just fight her legit. We're not gonna kill too many enemies in this run anymore. It's just 1 boss. Oh, sorry, excuse me. We're making our way to the basement of the hospital now, and there's not much to do here. In the game, there's a few interesting things to look at, but we're gonna go straight into our objective, and we're gonna push a cabinet. This game has a lot of cabinet pushing, I guess. Like, there's 3 of those throughout the game. We're only gonna see 2. This is the first one. Oh, this is way too early. When you are like trying to optimize your time, you try to open the menu like in the earliest possible frame, like I did on the school using the silver medallion. That was like probably the earliest possible frame that I could have done that. And sometimes you mess up and have to try again. It's the menu of shame, I guess. This is an unskippable cutscene, by the way. You have to use the alcohol, pour the alcohol into the I keep saying wine. It's not wine. It's vines. Into the vines, and then you can light them up on fire to open the way to the second basement of the hospital. And all you do is pick up this key. You have to look a little bit to the left to pick up this key, or else you're going to look at Alyssa's portraits, and that's not good. It loses a little bit of time. I don't remember who has done that on the record pace. Shoutouts to Aaron again. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the hospital. All we're gonna do is use the key that we picked up on that creepy room there, and that's gonna open the room with Lisa. So if this guy, oh, he's cooperating. Thank you, Doc. So this is the room, and the hospital is basically done. We have a cutscene with Lisa, and then we have a cutscene with Dahlia again, and she points us towards the antique shop and gives us the antique shop key, which we are hopefully going to pick up quickly. There you go. This is very good. This run's actually pretty good. Aside from Splitterhead, this run's actually pretty good. Splitterhead was really messy.
No. We're gonna call this the world record pace right now.
Oh,
Okay?
we're record
We're just gonna call this
pace?
the world record pace.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, this is the first time Knife Only has ever been in an international marathon. And may I point out that only 3 people in the entire world have done this run. No one else have done Knife Only. Only me, Aaron, and Plywood. And yeah, this is the first time that it's in an international event. I have
Oh God,
showcased.
Ply did this.
Yeah, he did. Maybe he was the
Oh
first
God.
one who did actually. But the reason why Knife Only is even possible is because of the antique shop skip. And let's talk about it because this is the biggest run killer.
Oh yes, it's coming. It's coming up right now.
Yeah, it is the biggest
Yeah.
run killer in the entire game for every single runner of this game. Of course, if you don't count the Nightmare, every single runner in this game resets on this. This is the only out of bounds in the entire game, and one of the 2 major glitches in the game in the run. Sorry, it's not the only out of bounds in the game, but it's the only out of bounds in the run. Those are 2 different things. So I'm going to get damage boosted essentially by an enemy called Romper, which is a humanoid. Okay, English, humanoid monkey kind of thing. And
Humanoid. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I cannot pronounce it anymore. I'm sorry.
I can explain it. I'll just explain it then.
Sorry for bad English.
Humanoid.
Yeah, there you go.
Humanoid.
So we're gonna get damage boosted by this guy, and he's going to put us through a transition, a scenario transition, and eliminate our collision with walls. So doing this is a pretty precise trick. It's not as precise as like a frame perfect trick, but the window's pretty tight. I'm gonna need a little bit of silence here because I use audio cue for this. Let's see if I can get it first try. And that's how you do it first try. So first try out of bounds, pretty easy, pretty chill. This is the setup that you should do. If you use that kind of setup, your consistency ramps up pretty well. A lot of people have trouble with this glitch. I've seen runners rage quit running this game just because of this trick. It's pretty rough especially because not only is it inconsistent, but it's over 30 minutes into the run RTA. So yeah, it's halfway through the run. It's pretty bad. But oh, come on. But
yeah, I kind of quit. I kind of quit Silent Hill because of that out of bounds. I mean, like once I got a 31 in this game, and I was like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, because essentially, if you want a PB, after a certain point, like getting out of bounds first try is basically a must, and it's pretty bad. And I've seen the runners struggle with it all the time, and I try to help. I try my best to help those people because I hate to see people stuck out of bounds so bad. Because you run the game all the way and you do everything, and then you're stuck for 2 minutes in like one part of the game. It's pretty frustrating. I can see why. But here this is the worst part of the. This is actually the worst part of the run in terms of optimization. It's called Floatstinger. It's the 3rd boss of the game and the 2nd boss of the run. I'm just gonna heal right away, and that's why we pick up the ample. By the way, we're picking up the ample for this boss. This boss, it's going to deal a lot of damage to me, and we're picking up the ample because not only heals me back to full health, but he gives me health regen for like 5 minutes. So I have health. I'm regenerating my health for this fight and a little bit of the series. And this fight in knife only is very hard to optimize because of how the knife mechanics work. In any percent, you would time your shots between them, like you would put 2 seconds between your shots basically, because this boss has damage reduction. So if you deal damage to it, you have to wait 3 seconds before you can deal full damage again. It doesn't have iframes. It's actually damage reduction, but when you're dealing damage with a knife that's such a low damage output, you don't really need to time your stabs. You just that's good. You just spam the knife, and I'm trying to keep Floatstinger away from the edge. Not anymore though, because we are right at the end. We're not at the end actually. Wait a second.
I just like how like Harry's like gushing out Mountain Dew liquid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because I asked for green blood.
Oh, there's no green blood. This grudge is always purple. Unfortunately, there's no green blood in this.
Well, for Harry though, Harry like gushing out.
Oh yeah.
Green blood.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Harry. Oh, that's what you want to see. So how the knife works.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're almost done with this fight. Come on, buddy.
We want to see that Mountain Dew.
So, are you sponsored by Mountain Dew, Drew Horse? By the way, I think you are.
Weirdest sponsorship ever. We really want our products to be flowing out of your veins.
Okay. So yeah, that's Floatstinger, and that's Floatstinger down. The reason why we have to keep it away from the border of the roof there is because I'm just gonna keep it simple. The closer you are to Floatstinger, the more damage you deal with the knife. That's just how the knife works with this game. It deals damage progressively as it is going through the enemy hitbox. It's like pretty weird, but you can spam your knives, and spam your knives kind of weird too. But that's essentially how you can Floatstinger, and that's the reason why it's so hard to optimize, so hard to keep Floatstinger close to you. You have to do a few shenanigan-y things as well, so it's kind of weird. So we're gonna go to the series after Floatstinger for lore reasons, and we're gonna murder this lock, unfortunately, while Harry swings his nice booty. Shake it,
How
Harry.
does the knife? Damage the?
It does. Somehow it does.
Oh my god! When you said the booty shake, I just saw the booty shake.
I'm sorry. So this is the strat that you can do. You can skip this cutscene and instantly run. A lot of people don't know that, but you can actually run from the beginning. And this is the only actual contribution. I wanted to point out that little detail because this is the only actual contribution that I've done to this game's speedrunning in terms of time saves. That saves like half a second, but you can actually run all the way there instead of walking for the first step. It's actually something. And those enemies in the game, the scratchers, just like every enemy in the game, their behavioral, let's just say, it's RNG. Sorry. And they can block you or not, like depending on a few factors, but let's just call it RNG for now. And yeah, they have been pretty nice to me, the first two guys. Let's see if the third's gonna be nice. And the series is a part of the game where, like, if you're beginning to speedrun, you can actually get lost because everything looks the same. And yeah, it's pretty easy to get lost playing casually, but those guys.
I feel like the sewers is another run killer for me, to be honest, though.
The sewers.
Because you can lose a lot of health in the sewers.
Yeah, you can, especially if you're running a normal or hard for. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? Okay, I'm just gonna go around you. We got very good RNG actually, except for the last guy, but that wasn't a time loss at all. I'm gonna turn on my lights off here. Yeah, no damage, of course. We got lucky though, for the third guy. I turned off my lights there to not aggro those, not pre-aggro those cockroaches there, because they can body block you on the little gap there, and it's not good. This part of the series is really straightforward. You can actually read a donation if you want. This is pretty chill.
Nothing new coming in yet, but I just wanted to remind everyone that we've got a donation incentive coming up for Super Metroid, which is not off this one. Off this is the thing, but it's the run after that, so it's coming up pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
We have a donation incentive for saving or killing the animals, and so far saving is at $600 and killing is only at 200, so we're quite saving them, but all that could change. It's also a reminder that after Super Metroid and after Super 2, we will have our second crowd control run of the evening, Super Mario Bros. 3 by Mitch Flower Power. So a lot to look forward to as well. Please keep those donations coming in. They will go into fantastic causes, and you can have some great effects of some great runs.
Nice, dude. I'm gonna watch Super Metroid. I love Super Metroid. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite game of all time. Kill the animals. And, oh yeah, crowd control run. That's
So-
gonna be cool. Oh yeah, we're escaping the sewers. We just picked up the sewer exit key, and we're just gonna go out of the sewers into the resort area, and we are officially in the late game pretty much. We're just gonna dodge this guy, and yeah, I didn't saw. Oh, okay. Yeah, that you don't want to see that, but it's okay. It's minor. There you go. So, I don't think I talked about IGT and RTA differences. So, as I mentioned,
Yes.
yeah, the world record in this game, on any percent, is actually 30 minutes and 3 seconds by Aaron, and my record for knife only is 34:55. I don't think it's in the leaderboards yet, but the reason why it's such a big difference between the game time in which we time this game and the RTA of this run, which is roughly around 1 hour, is that the IGT slows down with the frame rates, and the IGT doesn't account for it stops in cutscenes, it stops in door transitions, it stops in fade-ins, fade-outs, and whenever you lose control of Harry, it stops in text scrolling. So all that kind of stuff stops the IGT. So even if you're running on an RTA on a platform which is quicker RTA, then let's just say PS2 or PS1, and oh yeah, I am running on a PS2, which is not original hardware, but it's pretty close to.
Yeah, you can use like PS1, PS2, PS3, PS Vita, and you can still compete on the same leaderboard anyways. Basically, like the load times, they don't really differ that much, but like with the whole game being like a really good game to have a really good in-game timer, this is a really good game to actually do speedruns of with an
Yeah.
in-game timer.
Oh yeah, let me just say, I would like to invite every person who wants to get into speedrunning to speedrun this game as well. I always do that in marathons. Oh hey, hey buddy. This game is actually very easy to learn. Oh doggy. So if you're interested in getting into speedrunning, and if you would like to learn if you would like to learn a new speed game, this one would be a good one to go because it's pretty accessible, and it's pretty easy to speedrun. It's pretty easy to learn. It's hard to master, of course, but it's good to get into the speedrunning world. It has some interesting premises, and it is actually a pretty fun speedrun when you get to it.
I mean, to be fair, right? Like Silent Hill speedruns are like one of the best speedruns to ever get into because like the IGT the IGT time is like really good.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's quite easy to even pick up, and three, it's better than Resident Evil. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. You said it, not me.
I said it. I said it.
Okay, thank you.
Come after me.
Thank you for telling them the harsh truth. Oh, look at the frame rate here, by the way. This is what we're talking about. Look at that. It's essentially a slideshow, so the frame rate is 30 only in theory. This game does not get to 60 FPS in game. It does get only in menus and in puzzles. In the game, the top frame rate that you see is 30. Even if sometimes it looks like 60. This is the optimal strat for going up the lighthouse, by the way. You walk there. In this game, sometimes walking is faster than running, no joke. You have to walk there to reposition Harry. Go in the top of the lighthouse, you find out that you are too late because this thing is in the top of the lighthouse, and then you have to go and check on Sybil. And we're gonna go down the lighthouse in the same fashion. Walk a little bit, reposition Harry, walk a little bit, and boom, we're out of the lighthouse. It's pretty awkward, tank controls, but I could not imagine this game without tank controls. Okay, I think it would be terrible. But the tank controls in this game, I will admit, they are a little bit janky.
Tank controls, like using the D-pad, you can't really use the analog stick at all because the analog stick is like really jank when you try to control with it.
It is really bad. You still use the analog stick in some areas of the game, but all you do in those areas is push forward, so it's pretty easy. Anyway, we're going to check on Sybil, and okay, I wasn't expecting that. We're going to check on Sybil, and she's not doing too well actually. She's being caught by one of those parasites that caught the nurses and doctors in the hospital. Kinda, I think. I think that's the idea. Yeah, I don't know. And every horror game needs a seer, but this game is so much of a horror game that not only has one seer, it has two seers. So yeah, that's when you know things are real. But the second seer is actually pretty chill and straightforward. It is pretty linear as well. This guy can meme me, this lizard guy here, but yeah, we're chilling. He's chilling as well. And we're gonna get to Sybil, and we're going to use a glitch in Sybil, as Juhor said earlier. It's the Galapagos glitch, or amusement park skip, as you would like to, or just Sybil skip. So we're going to skip the entirety of the amusement park by using the red liquid that we picked up in the hospital. Not on Sybil.
Oh, don't forget to skip. Don't forget to not skip the cutscene.
The cutscene, absolutely, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So. Best. I'm gonna showcase what happens, but things are going to get a little crazy here. But if you are a fan of Silent Hill speedruns, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to use it on a larval stalker instead of using on Sybil, and that glitches out the game pretty badly. So there you go. So this is what happens. And yeah, this cutscene, honestly, this cutscene never gets old. Oh, as you can see, Sybil's not having a good time. She's not even there, and yeah, her motto is replaced by this little baby dude. Harry's vibing though.
Sybil.
Ooh.
Wake up.
The only line I like from Harry is like the last lines where he said, "Don't talk. Don't talk, I'll just help you." Like, you seem spazzed out like that.
Yeah, I think...
Don't talk. I'll take care of it.
I'm sure he can still take care of her in the States. Oh, please don't soft lock. Also, yeah, a soft lock can happen there, by the way, but I didn't say that. We're not talking about it. Okay, so right after the Sybil fights, we are throwing Nowhere. And Nowhere is actually the name of the final area of the game, so we're right at the end. Very chill, very nice. We have another cutscene with Lisa. It's not really important for us. And oh, I love this cutscene as well. Like this feeling that this cutscene brings, like the one that when their elevator opens and Harry says, "I'm being summoned." It's really cool. It gives you a sense of that something really bad is going to happen. And Nowhere's the reason why Nowhere is called Nowhere, and even the game calls it Nowhere, is because you're in the hospital and you go down the stairs to the basement, and all of a sudden you are in a classroom. So yeah, there's no logic. So, yeah, you explain.
Yeah, so Nowhere is like a combination of the school, the hospital, I think. Yeah, school and the hospital. So like they put these two together, and make it into Nowhere.
Yeah, you've got
plus. Plus, the bad thing about this place is that you don't have a map at all, so navigation on this area is actually really hard to even navigate.
Yeah, that's like 100% intentional. Of course, as speedrunners, we always know where to go. Yeah, you've got a few rooms in the game that are not compatible at all, like physically and logically, in Nowhere, and this is just the nature of it. I think this is an amazing level design, honestly. And in Nowhere we have a few puzzles. Nowhere is also known as Choke City, by the way, for runners, because this is where good runs come to die. If your run didn't die at Out of Bounds, it's going to die at Nowhere, probably. I have lost so many runs to this, because there's so many puzzles and they're so easy to mess up. Like, this one's pretty easy, though, but Yeah, you can mess up the next one, the alert puzzle.
So that puzzle is just the number of limbs on the picture.
Yeah, we call it Zodiac puzzle, but it has absolutely nothing to do with Zodiac. Like, you input the number of limbs of each picture, like arms and legs. So the centaur has 6, the 2 Gemini have 8, and I think it's a bull.
The bull is
Taurus,
4, yeah, and then the other puzzle is just spelling alert. Like there's a board where you need to find
Yeah.
I think it's the first letter of the name, and then rearrange them into like oldest to youngest, and then
Yeah.
it spells out alert.
Exactly. So, we're going to put the Son of Time that we got from the Zodiac puzzle in this clock, and we're gonna get a very, very nice reward from the clock. Yo, thanks, clock. Okay, so we get a key, the key of Haggoth, and we're just gonna open the door and go to the next puzzle, because that's all that's Nowhere is about. You get keys to open doors, to get keys to get, open doors. You don't get doors to open keys. What am I saying? Anyway, you're just gonna do this. This is actually the hardest puzzle in the speedrun. As you can see, I messed it up a little bit. Oh, I messed it up quite a bit, but it's okay. Yeah, we don't have time to pick up the camera.
What's this puzzle again? Is it like you get a camera and just like
Yeah,
you take a picture of the wall or something?
Exactly. You take a picture of you take a picture of the picture on the wall, and you have the solution for the puzzle. But the solution is always the same. There's no randomness. And this nurse, we kill it at 90%, but here we're just gonna push her. We're gonna do a little bit of a pacifist route. It's actually fast to just push her faster. I messed up the movement. It's no big deal.
Oh god.
I do.
I remember running this game for the first time, like one of the first few times, and I tried to shoot that nurse, and like the nurse didn't die at all, and I didn't have bullets for that nurse.
Oh no, that happened to me. Oh, I messed up. That happened to me in 10 stars sometimes. But let us not.
There's
talk
a joke about that
star.
area. There's a joke about that area, and it's just don't pull a Juho. Don't pull a Juho.
Oh no, dude. Anyway, we're in the final. This is the final hallway of the game, and this part here. Remember how we could insta die at Splithead? This is another insta kill of the game. You have to put the Ring of Contract in this fridge after taking the Dagger of Melchior. And by the way, you need to take 5 items to put in the final door. 5 religious artifacts. If you don't put the Ring of Contract to take the Dagger of Melchior and try to leave the room, you're going to die. There's an insta-kill there. A monster comes out of the fridge. I think that's a fridge, because that's a kitchen, so yeah, it's a fridge. Shoutouts to Fridge, by the way. And yeah, a monster comes out of the fridge and kills you, so it's pretty bad. You don't want that, so... we're taking the 4th religious item here, the ink. So we're putting all of those artifacts in the final door of the game. But before of that, I'm going to turn off the generator to pick up another key, because the key is on electrical wires, so you need to turn them off. And I'm going to try and do a certain nowhere dodge here. This is a strat that I came up with, and it's pretty good and fast. Let's see if I can get it. Alright, I got... No, I didn't get it. Okay, I thought I had it. I was going to say like, all right, we got it, but no. Stalker says no.
Yeah, that's a hard thing. That's really RNG. You can't really like manipulate the RNG for that unless I think there was a time where you can get it consistent or something.
Like it is RNG. Really? Okay, that never happens. Anyway, it is RNG because every single enemy in this game has RNG. But you can do it pretty consistently with that setup, but I kind of messed up a little bit. If you mess up even the slightest, you're going to get grabbed. Those enemies are translucent in texture. They are essentially the enemies in the skull, but are translucent, so it's very hard to deal with them. They're called stalkers, and yeah, it's pretty bad to deal with them. But anyway. We're in the final door of the game. We're going to input those items here, and this time I didn't forget anything, so that's good. And we're going to well, we're not going to really fight the final boss, but we're going to get our way through the final boss of the run. Time is gonna come up soon as well. So remember how we
we're probably gonna put the Benny Hill the Benny Hill song. It's just running around.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna
You don't know the song is like something like that. I don't know. I can't sing.
Anyway.
The Yakety sax.
Let's just run.
Just do this. Just do this for this part. Just do it for this part.
So
it's literally the Benny Hills like theme song right there.
So like you cannot kill this boss with a knife, as you would figure. There's a barrier around it, so we're just gonna run around. The time's coming up pretty soon. Get ready on it. I'm gonna explain why this happens. We're not killing this boss. It's dying on its own.
Actually, I can explain why though. So
time. Oh, why did I press the button? Anyway, time. That's it. That's the run. Okay. So the reason why this boss dies like that, we emptied our handgun right at the beginning of the game, and this is the bad ending, by the way. And that makes it so at the end of the game, at the final boss, if you have no bullets, and a lot of people don't know about that, if you survive for just enough time, the boss dies on its own. If you don't have any bullets, or if you have bullets but you don't have the corresponding gun, so let's just say I pick up rifle shells but don't have the rifle, the game still ends like that. This is a fail-safe that the developers actually put in the game to prevent players from soft locking. So if you ended up somehow, unfortunately, not having enough bullets to kill the final boss, you could actually win by that. Because this boss has a barrier around him, and the other boss for the good endings is a flying enemy, and you cannot hit him at all with melee weapons. So that's Silent Hill on knife only. That's how you beat the game, only with nothing but a knife. And shoutouts to Team Silent, by the way, the creators of this game. Wow, this game is amazing. Once again,
are you gonna check your in-game time?
I'm going to check my in-game time, yes. Very quickly. So once again, if you're interested in running this game, dude, just come and run, because this game is easy. This game is easy to get into. It's easy to speedrun. If you want to get into the speedrunning world, I think, in my opinion, completely unbiased, that this game is a very good way of doing it. You can reach to me, you can reach to the other runners. We love to see new runners every time. We have so many new runners on Silent Hill 1. This game has so many runners now, like so many very good runners and new people coming in to learn the speedrun of this. So it's amazing, and if you're interested, come hit me with come hit my DMs, and yeah, this game is great to speedrun. It's actually really funny. Not funny. It's actually really fun to run. So
really funny to run.
Really funny, guys. Sorry for my bad English. I am not
really funny. It's really funny to run Resident Evil.
It's really funny to run Resident Evil. Why?
Silent Hill is better than Resident Evil. I said that already. Why?
Oh, okay.
And the controversial opinions are coming out. I thought you were going to say it was funny because of the Mountain Dew sponsorship.
Oh
yes, Mountain Dew.
All right.
Anyway, got time for a quick donation before we wrap up. Quite appropriate.
Oh, what?
Martian Angel or Martian Angel donated $6.66. Says, thanks to Andyrion for the first knife-only run I've seen of my favorite PS1 game. Greetings to the world, and a big thank you to all the runners, commentators, readers, tech, and sponsors. So thank you very much for that donation. That donation, interestingly, went towards a future donation incentive for Rayman, which will be happening in about 10 hours. Choosing the Atari Jaguar as the platform to run it on. And I don't know who these people are that didn't want to see a marathon run done on an Atari Jaguar, but they're all wrong. Happily, that one is actually winning by $6.66 now. So yeah, kind of future things to look forward to. But that's the So that's the
Okay.
run immediately after Bishy Bashy Special 2.
Oh god.
Was my
That's my
IGT
run.
here?
Exactly.
Let's see.
So that was quite appropriate.
36-42.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty good for a marathon run. So we only killed 4 enemies in the entire game. It's pretty pacifist. Alright, so let me just say one final...
Yeah, go for it.
Oh? Sorry? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you
no,
said go
absolutely,
for it.
Yeah, sorry. Let me just say one final thing. So, that's Silent Hill with an iPhone. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. I hope it was a good time. Thank you so much for the opportunity of speedrunning this game on ESA for Corona Relief. I am very happy to showcase this run. Thank you so much for everyone involved in this amazing event. And if you want to see more Silent Hill runs, and if you're interested in learning the game, give me a follow on my channel, Twitch/Andyrion. And I run this game every time. I'll be running Knife Only for a little bit, and I do other categories as well. But thank you so much again for the opportunity, and thank you, Jew Horse, for helping me with this game. Shout out to Jew Horse as well. He's also a Silent Hill 1 runner, but he runs a bunch of other stuff, and you're going to run other things in the marathon as well, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do Bishi Bashi like in 10 hours time, but yeah.
I'll try.
I run Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, a bunch of other games as well.
For sure. I'll try to watch it. But anyway, thank you so much for having me, and shout out to the Silent Hill community as well. And all the awesome runners that we have there, and all the awesome new runners that are getting into the game. So yeah, thank you so much once again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's gonna be that for me. Until next time, and have a wonderful marathon, a wonderful weekend, and yeah, thank you.
Ian, thank you very much. Right, so yeah, coming up next, we've got The Thing. We continue on our horror block there, and then following on from that, Super Metroid. Mario stuff. So all that to look forward to. This is the end of my shift, so I'm going to be signing off as your host/donation reader, and handing over to the incredibly talented and hardworking Wiki. So yeah, if you guys have a fabulous evening, morning, or afternoon, depending on your time zone. Thanks so much for the donations you've done so far, and we'll see you after intermission.